And we are back. In this video, an update on what games I've been playing on my Mac and what new purchases I've made, then a look at a recent interview with two Apple marketing managers who discussed gaming on the Mac with Inverse. Timestamps are in the description if you want to jump ahead. So, to begin, what have I been playing on my M2 MacBook Air? A lot of Grid Legends, partly because I had 2 weeks off of school and a couple days off work, but also partly because I am greatly enjoying the game. I said this in a previous video, but I will say it again now. I don't typically enjoy racing games, but Grid Legends has been amazing. Probably the most enjoyable racing game I have ever played, and easily the best game I've played on Mac since Resident Evil Village. And while I'm on the topic, if I had to choose between either owning Grid Legends or Resident Evil Village on my MacBook Air, I'd probably go with Grid Legends. I don't think it is a better game than Resident Evil Village necessarily, but its replayability is much higher in my opinion. There is a greater variety of activities, and it offers a better pick up and play experience, which I appreciate because I don't always have a lot of time to play games. I also greatly enjoyed the main story, and it ran perfectly on my little MacBook Air, so it definitely gets my recommendation. Now, what do I plan on playing next? I did purchase Resident Evil 4 on my MacBook Air while it was on sale, so that's probably what I'm going to be playing next, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard great things, both its performance on the Mac and the quality of the game itself. Like racing games, Resident Evil titles are not typically ones I enjoy. I enjoy the genre, action, horror, shooter, whatever it is, but I dislike the Resident Evil gameplay style, which tends to be slower, more methodical, often involving exploration and puzzle solving. I just don't enjoy those things. When it comes to action games, I prefer fast, smooth gameplay. Resident Evil feels mostly clunky at times, but I get that that is intentional to create a more realistic and horrifying experience. But I enjoyed Resident Evil Village, and I'm sure I will enjoy Resident Evil 4 as well. That said, if there were much larger selection of games on Mac, I would probably pass on the Resident Evil titles, but since there isn't, and given the genres of games I enjoy, the Resident Evil titles are as good as it gets. Now on to some Mac gaming news. Just before the new year, two marketing managers from Apple, one specific to the Mac products and the other to Mac software, met with Inverse to talk about Apple's massive push to transform the Mac into a gaming paradise. Their words, not mine. I will link the article in the video description, which I encourage you to read. It talks a bit about Apple's history with computer gaming, which, for those who might not know or are too young to remember, was at one time at the forefront of the gaming industry. In fact, a lot of what modern PC gaming is today owes itself to the Mac. Unfortunately, as Apple invested less into gaming and more into alternative markets, gaming on the Mac became less and less viable. Then the M chips were announced. In the article by Inverse, the marketing managers from Apple underscore the Mac team's commitment to gaming, and even explain that gaming was fundamental to the Apple Silicon design. All of this is exciting, of course, but what really matters is not what they say, but what they do. And clearly, looking back at 2023, Apple has shown their commitment to gaming, which is exemplified by the number of AA and AAA titles coming natively to the Mac platform, as well as the time that they spend talking about Mac gaming during their events. Granted, they did not talk about it much, but prior to 2023, Mac gaming was almost never talked about, so it is definitely an improvement. The one other thing that the marketing managers touch on that makes me excited about Mac gaming is the unified system. Developing games for the PC platform can be challenging due to the numerous hardware and software configurations that are possible. It is largely for this reason that when new games launch on PC, we always hear about some people having trouble running the game. The developers cannot test their game performance on every single possible hardware configuration, but with the Mac, they almost can. In fact, it's very similar to console gaming in that respect, hence why we rarely hear about games not performing as expected on console. If a game is developed for the PS5 or the Xbox Series S and X, you know as a consumer that that game will run on your hardware. There's no guesswork, there is no troubleshooting, it just works and it works optimally. There are people out there who enjoy tinkering, enjoy building their own PCs and customizing the hardware, upgrading, etc., and that's fine. But the unfortunate reality is that makes gaming unpredictable at times, and there is a large segment of the gaming market who just don't like that, myself included. When I purchase a game, I want to sit down and play that game without any difficulty. If I take a hit to performance because I don't have the best hardware in the world, so what? At least I can be confident that the game will work as intended, and in theory, that is what the Mac can offer with its unified platform. Perhaps more importantly, the unified platform is shared with their mobile devices as well. This is hugely significant because it solves one of the largest concerns with developing games for the Mac: the small market size. Why would developers take the time to develop their games for the Mac when there are so little people on Mac looking to play games? Well, that isn't really the case anymore. With the Mac lineup, the iPad lineup, the iPhone lineup, and eventually probably the Apple TV lineup as well, adopting the same architecture, it means that developers can bring their game to all of those devices with ease, meaning the market is no longer just Mac gaming, but Apple gaming. This, in addition to the new porting tools that Apple introduced in 2023, should be huge incentive for game developers. In short, it is an exciting time for gaming on the Mac, and I suspect we will see many more titles making their way over to the platform. 2024 should be interesting. And that's it for this one. The rest of this video is just Grid Legends gameplay on my M2 MacBook Air, so enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.
We're here with Team Principal of Seneca, Marcus Ado. Marcus, we all know there's...
Just give it your all. Focus on this race and try to secure points. It's the best we can do. Hang in there.
the team principal of Seneca Marcus.
Just give it your all. Focus on this race and try to secure points. It's the best we can do. Hang in there. Come on, I think you've hit them one too many times.
at the top of the table, but not as comfortable as they normally are.
Well done. That's a great result.
This is where it gets messy. From now on, teams will be eliminated. Not just from the race, but from the season entirely. Until we are left with just 8 teams going through to the gauntlet. There we go, our first team eliminated from the season.
We are live with Nathan McCain. Nathan, you have to admit Seneca are still fighting. That's impressive.
You want me to give them the juice? What for? Sympathy? Nah, you don't get a medal for joining in. If Ado didn't have the foresight that this unfortunate situation might happen, then he's not fit for the role. Now I got a race.
And there we have it, yet more sincere empathy from Mr. Nice Guy Nathan McCain. I'm not supposed to be biased, but come on, Seneca.
We've had some encouraging news about Yume's recovery. She's making good progress. Let's do this one for her.
It's tough seeing us slip down the leaderboard, but 22. Every good result keeps us out of danger. Keep it up.
A, just stay out of their way. Let things cool down.
Going into lap 2.
We are live with Nathan McCain.
We've had some encouraging news about Yume's recovery. She's making good progress. Let's do this one for her.
sounding route first. Don't be surprised if they're gunning for you now. Your time last lap was a 1:15.3.
Incredible performance from the Soul Seneca driver, really holding it together for the entire team.
Another team bites the dust, and Seneca managed to hang in there.
It's been months since Yumi Tanaka competed in the grid, and Seneca are certainly feeling the strain with just one driver. You have to admire the effort, but the team now balances on a knife edge.
As we saw online, Yume is hitting milestones in her recovery, but it's clear that this will be a long process for her. We are all cheering her on from the sidelines.
I've been talking to Yume today. No pressure, but she's tuning into this one. So give her a show.
You're on pace. Make some gains on lap 2. Time last lap was a 55.4. Laps. Final lap, push to the front.
After the next race, one team will be eliminated.
A huge moment in the Grid World Series as Seneca number 22 could just, by a hair, qualify for the gauntlet.
This is unprecedented, an absolutely Herculean effort from number 22 to get this far. If they can do this, they make history. Even if they last one race in the gauntlet.
This race decides if we get into the gauntlet or not. One last push to show everyone we're still fighting for this. Keep holding on, and let's send the Kowloon Dragons home.
charged.
Even with first, their competitor was just quicker. And sped ahead of their competition. Inside park, great.
Alright, that last lap was a 1:03.1.
Oh, the miscalculated and their wheels have crashed. They deployed their route. And they've lost out the overtake.
So your last lap was a 59.9. Okay, you've got boost.
Okay, I'm after the inside, taking the rear wing. Everything under full control. Real commitment to the corner. And they've lost out the overtake, even with their boost.
That's it, 22. We are through. Dinner's on me. I know a nice little bistro.
Since the accident, I've been up in my game. There isn't a lug nut I haven't tightened myself. We're going into the gauntlet with the most finely tuned cars we've ever had.
The most finely tuned cars, but you're still going into the gauntlet with just one driver.
We might have some news on that.
Sorry I'm late. Had a call that went on a bit too long.
Heard you're missing your best driver.
She wanted it to be a surprise.
How tough has the recovery been for you after the injury?
I've been asked this question a lot, and I will answer one last time. Of course, it is tough. I wake up and it's not there. It's... Let me be clear, I'm nowhere near the end of this. I have many obstacles to overcome.
You may. Sure you're ready for this?
Face it. You couldn't keep me off the truck if you tried.
Let's do this.
I have the support of the whole team, and coming back is my decision.
Let's go win a championship. championship, baby.
We have made modification to the cars, and I have to relearn. But it's just part of the story. I'm still Yume Tanaka, Seneca's #1 driver.
Seneca, Raven West, Volts. Yumi Tanaka making an unthinkable comeback. Seneca's number 22 poised on the brink of sports history this year. This is shaping up to be the most dramatic end of season we have ever had.
Okay, 22, as we discussed, Yume wants to shake off the cobwebs and get used to the modified car before her first race back. Give her a race, and don't hold back. She's still fast.
Hurdles feel strange to begin with, but I'm getting used to them. Good job, Ajit. Thank you.
Ajit and the team are miracle workers. We pull together, we win together. There's that magic, like you've never been gone.
Hasn't been behind a wheel for 4 months. She's still got it.
Feels good. Responsive braking. So good to be back behind the wheel. It might help if we remove the pedals. I don't need them, and they get in the way.
I see a full-strength team, one that can take it to Raven West.
You look stronger than ever. Let's take down Raven West.
Okay, Yume, looking better than ever. You're right. You are ready for this.